how are you? My name is Whitney. I'm here to talk to you a little bit about Moorish Americans, or who Moorish Americans are. First, I'd like to say that Moorish Americans are me. People who are darker olive skin complexion or brown skin, and various diversity of colors from light to dark. We actually are the ancient Moabites, who were originally from the northern and southern Africa. That's where we originally came from, but we spread out throughout the world. And if you look around, you'll notice that a lot of figures or artifacts from ancient times look like Africanus looking faces, or look like, yes, big noses, big lips, bigger features. But specifically I'm talking about Moorish Americans, the ones who were here before the colonists or the Europeans came to settle. I'd like to talk a little bit about that before 1942, and actually take a look at it. George Washington actually even wrote something in memoirs about thanking the Moors for allowing them to come to settle on their land during the peace and friendship treaty that we made with them in 1836, which was actually broken. They haven't done that. Take a look at that. But originally, I'd like to talk about us as a community, and the Moors need to wake up and realize the truth and the history of who we truly are, which are kings and queens, and then we just start carrying ourselves that way and realizing the truth and then claiming our nationality back. We are natural born people. I don't even want to say citizens. We're naturally born people on this earth, and we go by the law of the land. We do not go by or go under the Constitution, especially the 14th Amendment Constitution, which called us corporations, as well as other people. We don't go by that. We don't go by the color of the law. We are not Negro, black, or colored, so therefore we do not go by that. And once you start to realize that you're sovereign, which is free, a lot of things start to come into play. Breaking those chains out and realizing that this whole time we've been lied to. Our history books, we've been forced to go to the institutions and learn their history and what they choose to teach us. Especially with allowing us what we can see on TV, how they depict, you know what I'm saying, the Moorish community. And you're going to hear a lot about people down bashing the Moorish community as well. There is a movement as far as there's a religious aspect of it, which is Islamic or Muslim, and it's also a people. So you do not necessarily mean that because you are Moorish American that you're claiming to be the Science Temple or the Moorish Science Temple of America. Now, Noble Ali, he did start the movement as far as waking people up, and I am grateful for him to doing that and realizing the truth of that when we are born a property to someone else. We don't even realize that we're prisoners in our own home, in our own land that they took from us, that we need to claim back. And when you go through the history and you start to look at things, and especially learning how they play with words, especially in the Constitution, like persons capitalized and sometimes it's citizens lowercase in the United States. There's things because they're talking about different people. And take a look at the Declaration of Human Rights of Indigenous People, and also take a look at the Friendship and Peace Treaty, or the Moroccan Treaty that we also made. And if you want, look up Tariq Bey. He's a good person to start with, giving you some lectures and things to get you an idea. But he's going to talk a little bit about, the natural person, your birthright, how when you're born they give you a social security card, a birth certificate, a license, and tell you that you need to have these things. You don't need to have these things, ladies and gentlemen. All that's BS. That's going under their system of government. We do not have to go under there, because therefore this is our land. We don't have to go by what the Christian community came over here and forced on our religion, forced on us. I don't want to say religion. Let me say that a little about Christianity. Christian originally was a race of people, which is the European people, and the Moors were people of skin or pigmentation, or melanated people. So the word Christian came from a race of people, and they took that word and flipped it around and turned it into a religion. Do you see that? It turned into a religion, and they have our people following their religion. They have this Yeshua, which is the correct term for Jesus. They're following this blonde-haired, blue-eyed person, or their book that they wrote. You're following things that is based off of fear, or they're controlling us under that. I say that we break free and find out the truth of where we truly came from, and who the true, and we only need to go by one power, and that's the Creator. We don't need to go by anything else, and figure out breaking free of that. And I think once people realize that, it'll be easier for us to accept the truth, and that we are actually truly kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen. We have titles. We don't have names. We have titles. Don't refer to me as my corporational or my straw man name. And it sounds funny, but it's really serious. And I really want people to wake up about this and see what's happening and do your research. Don't believe me. Do your research. Trust me. Learn the truth about who you are. Come back to me with new information. I don't want to argue, you know, if you're saying about religion or not religion. This is not what I'm here. I'm here to educate you on a little bit of the truth. And if I get you to go look at a book or Google something, then hey, I've done my job. And so I'm just keep a little bit on that note. I'm going to keep it short and simple, but definitely watch the food that you eat. Watch what you're putting into your body, because it's also toxic. They don't want us to, you know, think clearly. The less we think clearly, the fog, the less we'll understand the truth. The more things, you know, will be simple, will be robotic. You know, some people don't want to know the truth, and they want to continue on with their little lives. No, go to work every day, work up at 5 to 9 to 5, do the same thing every day. Not me. Okay, it's time for our people to wake up and realize that we need to come together. You know, we need to have a whole bunch of Obamas. You know, we need to do it right and get out there and let people know what the truth is and who we are and how we want to take our land back. So that's a little bit about that. Also, check out rvbaypublications.com. That's a great website to look at. I have some books. I don't know, but I want to tell you guys about. But I'll do that next time. But anyway, see you later. Also, check out more news today on Facebook.com. We're also coming out with a website to get people more educated. We're going to start passing out flyers. I'm going to start having some meetings. Just get people out there and acknowledge the truth so we can get out there and stop getting all this violence and save the peace. All right, namaste.